To achieve the Vision 2020 goal that Rwanda set for itself, various programs have been put in place in a bid to achieve that goal. An example is the Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy, EDPRS 1. It is obvious that infrastructure development is a priority for EDPRS implementation, as otherwise its goals would simply be unachievable. The Ministry of Infrastructure has done everything possible to increase infrastructures and maintain the available ones in its main sectors, namely energy, transport, as well as water and sanitation.
The accent has always been on the priority on energy issues, then on water issues, transport issues, especially the roads. I think quite a number in transport, quite a number of roads have been tarmacked. Even if you look at Kigali City alone, I think there have been a lot of improvement during EDPRS 1. You get quite a number of tarmac. I've just come from Butare. There was quite a number of roads which have been improved in Butare. So the road sector too has improved in terms of having paved roads, throughout the country. In the energy sector, there are quite a number of projects. I think we were stuck for lack of energy, and then we resorted to thermal power stations, which we have done. It produced quite a bit. But then they started moving towards power, and quite a number of projects are being built. I think very soon we'll get a good project of 28 megawatts, Nyabarongo 1, which has moved very well during EDPRS 1, but it will be finished within a short period by December this year, and most likely, we'll have about eventually next year, by April, we have 28 megawatts of electric energy connected. A lot of microhydros were done during EDPRS 1, which increased our capacities. So there are quite a number of these projects, I think, which one can say that they succeeded. Yeah.
In the four corners of the country, there are positive testimonies of how EDPRS 1 has had a vivid impact on the welfare of the population.
As you can see this road, you may go on and see the tarmac goes through Temata up to Kibeho. Now we may have commercial exchanges. But before, we could only consume what we produced as we could not move. There were no cars. We have commercial exchanges with Nyamagabe, with Kibeho, with Butare. Now it is very easy to go to Butare. There are so many motorcyclists because of this nice road that we have. Electricity for us was like a miracle. The mere fact of entering a house and being able to turn on the lights here in upcountry. At first, we did not believe it was possible.
The increase of different infrastructures has improved the economy of Nduba sector in Gasabo district, Kigali City.
We did not have roads in Nduba. Road construction started in 2008. Before there were trails only. Actually, road construction works started in 2008. There is a road from Nyakyonga that connects us with Rutunga and Kashivuba sectors. The road that connects us with Bumbogo sector in Zindiro up to the Free Trade Zone was also constructed. There was also a road that connects us with the northern province, Rulindo district, at a place commonly known as Marenge, as well as a road that connects us with Bumbogo sector. All that helped our population in terms of development.
In the 5 years given to EDPRS 1, meaning between 2008 and 2012, some of the main objectives that Rwanda has set for itself in terms of energy include increase access to electricity, diversify energy sources, as well as energy self-sufficiency.
Hari mu byukuri ibyagezweho, hari megawate ziyongereyeho.
Some achievements have been registered. There were more megawatts. The country now counts about 110 megawatts, while it started from about 34 megawatts. This shows that there has been some steps.
The Ministry of Infrastructure, in line with EDPRS, has set a goal of getting electricity connections to 270,000 families between the year 2011 and 2012. Up to the end of June 2012, the number of those families exceeded 308,000. That means the ministry achieved more than its initial goal.
Ever since I got electricity, I do not even spend 1/5 of the money I used to spend on paraffin. To use mobile phones, we used to pay 100 as charging fee. Now, we no longer spend money on that. Even for our businesses, those that did not go well have now improved. I'm now even planning to buy a fridge so that I might serve fresh drinks. Since we got electricity here in Kinzuzi, my carpentry activities have improved a lot. Because I used to utilize rudimentary tools, we did not have any machines. But after getting electricity, we were able to get a machine and improved on our carpentry. We now make beds, chairs and sofas. We even have a welding workshop. We were able to have all that ever since we got electricity here in Kinzuzi.
Well, the people you are seeing here using machines are the young people who got jobs. Because of electricity, job creation was made possible. Commercial activities were enhanced. Electric shaving machines, various achievements, all that allowed us to significantly alleviate poverty for many residents, and there were more jobs.
That went hand in hand with the increase of the number of micro hydropower plants.
This power plant was designed to generate 0.2 megawatts or 200 kilowatts. That is the maximum generation capacity. As we have been requested to distribute electricity among people in order to run some tests, we now distribute a maximum of 20 kilowatts in the evening for lighting purposes in people's homes. During daytime, when electricity is not used that much, as you may know, we provide 10 kilowatts. You find me here as a technician of Nyabahanga hydropower plant. This micropower plant, located in Bwishyura sector in Karongi district, former Kibuye, has the capacity of producing 200 kilowatts, and it is a plant that can support the neighboring population in terms of access to electricity. Now, the people who have electricity are about 450.
The construction work for small and medium hydropower stations has also reached a commendable level.
What Nyabarongo hydropower plant does is use the waters of the river Nyabarongo. It will produce 28 megawatts, which represents 1/4 of the total electricity capacity we have in Rwanda today. Initially, this was a 4-year project. 3 years have now elapsed, and we have 1 more year before completing the power plant. Given the advancement of the work and the objectives we set, we should be having the first machine at least in December this year, so that we are able to get the first 14 megawatts.
The second phase of the Economic Development and Poverty Reduction Strategy, EDPRS 2, is starting soon. What are the main objectives of the energy sector in a broad way?
We hope
that thanks to the EDPRS2, we will be able to achieve the production of 563 megawatts. Those 563 megawatts will be produced thanks to the projects under preparation or those that have already started. I was talking about the Karisimbi project, for instance. If everything goes well, according to our study, we hope to get a 300 megawatt production from Karisimbi alone. For the Lake Kivu methane gas, we expect 100 megawatts. For the hydropower plants, the government's Nyabarongo project, as well as other hydropower we have planned for, will produce up to 150 megawatts. We then think of the solar energy for citizens living far from the electric wire connections. According to the approximate number of the people to whom we will distribute them by 2017, represent 60 megawatts.
In order to economize the wood fuels and take care of the environment, as it was part of the EDPRS 1 objectives as far as energy is concerned, the Ministry of Infrastructure has endeavored to disseminate biogas installations in households and institutions, as well as disseminating improved cooking stoves to economize firewood and charcoal. Transport is important for poverty alleviation and boosting the economy. It also helps a lot other sectors of the economy. The achievements in the sector of transport in line with EDPRS 1 include the construction of tarmac roads as well as feeder roads. International, national, and district roads are taken care of at a rate of 63%, as showcased by a study conducted in 2012.
We continued the rehabilitation of tarmac roads and constructing new ones. We now have roads within the country and others that connect us with the neighboring countries. All of them represent around 1,300 kilometers of tarmac roads, without counting other tarmac roads within different towns of the country. For instance, here in Kigali, we do have many kilometers that were constructed mainly during EDPRS 2, or the first one, and many other kilometers rehabilitated. For instance, here in Kigali, we do have many kilometers that were constructed mainly during the EDPRS 2, or the first one, and many other kilometers rehabilitated. We have more than 300 kilometers within the city of Kigali. Moreover, we constructed tarmac roads in other cities such as Rubavu. If I may give an example, we did our best to rehabilitate many kilometers of feeder roads. We have really done a commendable job in this first phase of EDPRS. When you look at the situation, some people up country might not realize it, but a lot has been done. There are wide roads everywhere, especially tarmac roads where 90% of them are nice roads. Almost all of them are new, and the rest are in a very good condition. We have 95% of nice roads. We have a serious problem when it comes to feeder roads, where roads that are good enough for car transportation account for 33% more or less.
When you look at Nyamasheke Center, income-generating activities have increased because of the Nyamasheke-Karongi road.
The road has really helped us. Before it was put in place, we used to have difficulties with trips there. I could start by the cars and other transportation facilities that got damaged easily because of the bad road. We used to get them repaired all the time. It was also difficult for citizens to get means of transport. Moreover, not many cars used to come these ends because of the bad road. However, ever since the road was constructed, we got many cars.
Taking care of transport infrastructure such as roads is everyone's duty. When a road like this one has been damaged, citizens have to give the information and do everything they can so that the road continues to be used with no problem.
There's the issue of information. For example, bridges could be washed out, roads could be washed out, and the soil erosion could start slowly. So we really need information. We're trying to organize ourselves so that at least we can get information from the grassroots. Where they see that there's a crack on the road, where there's a crack on the hill, some things are going to cause problems, so that we can come and do some prevention measures.
One border stop centers have been put in place to make transport of people and goods easier on the borders between Rwanda and the neighboring countries.
That program will indeed be completed during the EDPRS 2 and should be operational at all the borders of Rwanda. The good thing about that is that people who cross the borders do not waste time while every immigration requirement has been met. The one-stop border post is designed in such a way that immigration officers of the two countries sit together and work from the same room. So all the necessary control is done once because immigration officers work together. Therefore, depending on where you come from, people control you once and you go on with the journey. That makes it easy for businessmen. If every lorry has to declare all the transported goods and show the necessary documentation twice instead of once, a lot of time is wasted, and sometimes lorries accumulate on the border post for no good reason. Instead, if half-time was used in collaboration, all those lorries cross quickly and no one wastes a lot of time, and people are on time and do not waste their money.
There are big projects that aim at developing air transport as well as railways.
Railways are an important means of transporting big amounts of goods at a low cost. We will continue to work on that. Under EDPRS 1 had started a project of a railway between Kigali and Dar es Salaam. We will continue to work on that. As of now, we have finished the study. We are now working on raising the funds. We also want to work hard on a railway that may connect us with Uganda, which goes from here to Kasese in Uganda. There is another railway that connects with that area. Those countries have plans of rehabilitating those railways too. We also take seriously that particular railway and strive to take the project to a certain level of completion. What I mean by that is that we should come up with a study, then raise funds. It takes a lot of money to construct a railway, but we will do our best under EDPRS 2 in partnership with the neighboring countries. As I said earlier, we plan to go from Kigali to Dar es Salaam and from Kigali to Kasese in Uganda. All that requires international cooperation.
Coming to air transport, now the capacity of Kamembe Airport has been improved and big aircrafts can land there.
Iki kibuga uburebure bwacyo bw'umuhanda w'indege ariho bita runway.
The length of the runway of this airport is of 1,500 meters, but we want to improve it up to at least 2,200 so that big aircrafts may land here. However, that does not stop the new aircraft K500 that Rwanda plans to purchase to land here, but for more aircraft to land here, the airport needs to be built. We will start with the activities of improving on the facilities we already have to avoid any problems aircrafts might get here. As you can see, the facilities are old.
In the four corners of the country, the installations of infrastructure kept on improving during EDPRS 1. And they have now reached a commendable stage.
Imihanda sinavuga ko ari imihanda imeze nabi cyane ariko none sinavuga ko yose imeze neza cyane. Dufite imihanda mu kigeranyo cya imihanda isanzwe.
I cannot say that the quality of our roads is very good, but I can't say it's too bad either. We have roads, district roads and not national roads. I think we have roads that account for about 270 kilometers more or less. Of